that last vlog where I ranted a little bit about the EPA card, I thought to myself, you know, that is a whole video in of itself. So let's talk about the biggest myth that has spread through the property management industry faster than a crop duster's fart at Disney World. The EPA card, also known as around the property management and multifamily housing industry as HVAC certified. Owners, property managers, turn the volume up just a little bit on your device. The EPA card means nothing. Now, before you feel like ripping my eyebrows off with Gorilla Tape, I'm not here to trash the EPA card. You gotta have it, it's important. But it's the first step in an HVAC journey. Getting an actual HVAC certification takes months, even years to get. It's not a 6-hour course. All an EPA card is so that you can legally buy and handle refrigerant. That's it. You can legally buy and handle refrigerant. And I'm bringing this up just to educate a lot of managers and owners, because I just think they don't know. And it just, I guess they think you come out of this class as an HVAC guru who knows how to work on all the equipment. You don't. All you learn in an EPA class is laws about venting refrigerant, or Freon, that is. I'll just say Freon because that's what 99% of people say and know it as, Freon. I don't want to cause any confusion here. You'd be getting people like, why is he talking about refrigerators? So we're going to call it Freon. All an EPA class is learning laws and the dangers of venting Freon into the atmosphere. That's it. You don't learn anything about troubleshooting air conditioners, troubleshooting motors, nothing. So just want to clear that up and get that out there, because I think a lot of managers and owners don't know. They just think, oh, he's got his EPA card, he's HVAC certified. No, you're not. An EPA card is just the first step of the HVAC journey. And that's my problem with a lot of, the multifamily housing industry and all that. They just they do the EPA card and that's it. There's no factory training, you don't get sent to training. So you're just pretty much left to fend for yourself on how to repair air conditioners. And the HVAC technology is changing rapidly, so you got to pretty much take it upon yourself to research and try to learn it all. Like the new construction where I work, they put in carriers with the ECM motors and TXVs. I've never worked on that stuff in my life. I've never dealt with ECM motors and all that. I've only worked with the old school motors, with the capacitor. And I've been doing the pistons for the last 6 years. I haven't worked on a TXV in like a decade, so that's what I'm talking about. You get the EPA card and that's just the first step. You got to get training afterwards to learn how to troubleshoot. And I think a lot of great guys are getting turned away, not hired because of that little EPA card. It's like you hear some managers say, oh, well, he could build a house from scratch, but he wasn't HVAC certified. Meaning he didn't have an EPA card, so they didn't hire the guy. No, man. I think a lot of great technicians are getting turned away because they don't have an EPA card. I didn't have an EPA card when I got hired, but luckily someone gave me a chance, like I was talking about in the last vlog. So I think a lot of great guys are getting turned away because of this EPA card where they think you're HVAC certified. And also, let me ask you a question. Do you really think someone would go to school, spend all this money to get HVAC certified, and then come into an apartment maintenance job for $16 an hour? No. If you think somebody is leaving an EPA course, a 6-hour, one-day EPA course as some HVAC guru that can work on all equipment, you are delusional. And you don't even need to take a course. You can go to a HVAC supply house, get the book, study it for a month, go take the exam and pass it. And walk out with your EPA card. And all you know how to do is, or all you know are the laws. That's all you know. All you know are the laws about venting refrigerant. You don't know how to work on air conditioners. I actually wrote an article about this, and I'll leave it in the description below, about my journey after I left an EPA course. Man, I was ready to go. I'm HVAC ready now. And then my first work order was the condenser wasn't turning on. And everybody's looking at me in the office like, oh my big dog, you just got out of an HVAC course. What do you mean you don't know how to fix it? I mean, I was ready to dump some Freon in it, you know? Or refrigerant. But the condenser wasn't coming on, and I had to bring some guy over who knew how to work on air conditioners, and it was just a loose yellow wire on the thermostat. It wasn't pulling in the contactor. But that's what I'm talking about. Just because you have an EPA card does not mean you are HVAC certified. Alright, now wrap it up here. Everybody needs to go on call. I get a lot of emails and messages talking about guys not having to go on call because they don't have their EPA card. Guys, you don't need an EPA card to suck the water out of a float switch in a drain pan. You don't need an EPA card to roll a window unit into an apartment. You don't need an EPA card to pull 3 wires off a capacitor and replace it with a new one. I mean, that's pretty much 90% of the calls, you know, after hours on call. Float switch, capacitor. Anything bigger than that is getting a window unit anyway. I'm throwing a window unit in there. I'm not performing major surgery on call. I'm not going to do that, you know, because everybody knows as soon as you unsweat that compressor or pull that motor out of the air handler or whatever, you're going to get a call for a stage 5 flood. So don't even try to attempt it. So everybody needs to pull their weight on call, because there's just a little unspoken resentment between the guys who don't have to go on call and the guys who do have to go on call. You know, everybody's talking, looking at the guy who don't have to go on call like, bro, you know, if you go on call, we'd all get an extra week of freedom, right? So it just takes the resentment out of it, and everybody needs to pull the on-call burden as a team. So there's my opinion on that. A lot of guys email me and message me about that. Like, man, don't you think everybody should go on call? I do. I mean, unless you're just a total greenhorn groundsman who's just not ready yet. But I got thrown to the on-call wolves like 6 to 9 months into my career. I didn't even have an EPA card then. So everybody should pull their weight. That's my opinion on that. Alright, there you go. I just wanted to educate a lot of managers and owners who think the EPA card is some holy grail. It's not. You're not HVAC certified if you just have your EPA card. So there you go. Hope this helps, and see you guys on the next one. Bye.
It's just the way it's got to be.